Obas, I'm Jack the Greek, and welcome back for another episode. Today, we have something very special. We have something traditionally from Greece called Meatballs Saganaki. Yes, exactly, Meatballs Saganaki. But, if you look at our mince, you might be asking, traditionally, it's going to be a combination of beef and pork, or maybe just even 100% beef. But no, today, we're going to make our meatballs with venison. Yes, with venison. Let me show you now how I'm going to actually make my meatballs. We have our beautiful venison, just here. It's around 1 kilo, so we'll put it in our bowl, just like that. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. Put it all in, just like that. That's the first thing we've got to do. We'll make a little hole in the middle, just like this. Keep our hands clean. And we'll first of all, break our egg. Yep, Jack the Greek, the way he got taught by his mum, was always in your meatballs, crack an egg. And it will keep it a bit hold it together, is what mum says. Then we have onion. I've got 1 onion, so we'll put 1 onion just in like that. We also have a little bit of breadcrumbs. Again, Jack the Greek's mum's recipe. So we'll put a bit of breadcrumb in there like that. Then we have a little bit of parsley. Put in some parsley, as much as you like, just like that. And also some basil. We've cut some basil from the garden and we're just going to put it in like that. Beautiful, just there. Now, you're going to ask what's next? Olive oil. Put a bit of olive oil. Just like that. Beautiful. And now it's time to mix it. The best way to mix your mince is to use your hands. I don't like putting the salt and pepper in yet. I actually put that towards the end. So we'll start now by mixing it up. Just like this. Work from the middle out. So now it's time just to put our pepper in. Just like that. Plenty of pepper. We've given it a bit of a mix already. So pepper's in. And now we put the salt. And of course, Jack the Greek always likes his salt. Beautiful. Just like that. Now we're going to finish mixing it now. Mixing it all in. From the outside in. Or the inside out. Depends how you like to mix your bolognese. Oh, your bolognese, your mince. Mix it like this, any way you like, until it becomes nice and smooth and consistent. You might see that sometimes it's a little bit too moist, and in those cases you would add a little bit more breadcrumb. Or if it's a little bit dry, you would add a little bit more olive oil. We'll now grab our tray again that we had earlier and we'll start making our meatballs. And I'll show you roughly how big we want our meatballs. We want to just grab a little bit, just like that. Grab a little bit more. That's about right. You want them just a little bit larger than a golf ball. And you don't just simply just do that and put it in. You need to massage it through to make sure that when you put it in the frying pan, which we will in a couple of minutes, you will actually make sure that they don't break up. Give them a bit of a twirl, just like that. And there you go. Just one there. Now we'll make a couple more to show you. Just like that. Spin them around. And there we go. Okay, we're on the last one now. As you can see, we've got all our meatballs ready. We've got roughly 5 by 4, it's around 20 meatballs, and unfortunately this one, which is the last one, is a little bit on the small side, but that won't actually matter. But you can see 1 kilo of mince, with all the ingredients we've put in, makes around 20 meatballs. And it really depends on the size that you want to make. You can make them a little bit bigger, or you can make them a little bit smaller. But for this meal, with a red sauce, you really want to keep them at a nice sort of oversized golf ball size. So now that we've done that, the key thing is now, is our CrossRay BBQ. Yes, our CrossRay BBQ. Open the lid, we'll quickly turn on our CrossRay BBQ, just like that, and we'll put the hood down. And what that's going to do is get our oil ready for our meatballs. Now let's prepare our red sauce. So we've got our second pan just over here, and what I'm going to do is use a bit of olive oil, just like that. The bottom, I'm going to use my red sauce that I have, my canned tomatoes, just like that. put that there. And that's one can in there. Now what I'm going to do, just on the side here, is show you how to keep your leftovers and don't throw things away. So what we've got in here, some of you guys might have watched the video already, but I've got leftover tomatoes and leftover onions. Let's just put that over there. And what we're going to do with these is recycle them. Use them in our pasta. What these tomatoes will do is they'll bring the smokiness out from the barbecue into the next meal that we're making. So I'm just going to cut them up, just like that. All the tomatoes. Never throw food away, is Jack the Greek's motto. Where you can use it again in another meal, do so. There we go. So there are our tomatoes, and we'll put them in as well, just like that. Beautiful. And then we have our onions. And you might have asked just before, why didn't I put any fresh onions in my red sauce? And this is the reason why, because I'm going to use these onions. So I'm going to cut them up, just like that. Beautiful. We'll put a couple more. We don't want to put too many. Here we go. Just like that. That's it there. And we'll pour that in as well. That's it. Just like that. We've got some there. That's it. We'll bring that back in a minute, once we've cleaned our bench. And we'll put this away. That's enough onion. We don't need much more. And there we have our sauce, just about ready to be put onto the CrossRay BBQ as well. There we go. So, salt. Plenty of salt. Plenty of pepper. There we go, just like that. And I've got a few cloves of garlic, straight from the garden. 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. Okay, we're back now, and as you can see, we've moved location just a couple of meters to the left because the rain and the cold is not going to stop Jack the Greek from cooking outdoors. And of course, we have our beautiful heaters from Heat Strip just above us to keep us warm as well. So, we're back now. Here's our pan. We left it at, we had the onions, we put in our roasted tomatoes that we had leftovers, and it's ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is put our stock. We have some beautiful real stock chicken. I like using the RSPCA approved chicken stock. That way I know that it's come from a good source. So we're going to add a bit of that, just like that. There we go. Now we're going to keep some because we're going to add some a little bit later. So give it a bit of a stir. We've got all our ingredients in there. And because we're cooking outdoors, what I've done is I'm showing you all the ingredients and what it looks like. But normally, I'd be turning myself around and I'd actually have the frying pan on the actual barbecue when I'm putting all the ingredients. So we'll put that aside. We are definitely going to need more stock in there and a little bit of water later on. But for now, that should be enough. So let's grab our frying pan and let's put it in as well. Just like that. Straight on the CrossRay BBQ. That's one of the great benefits of the CrossRay BBQ with the heat strip technology, that you're never going to damage your partner's or your wife's frying pans. So today's demonstration is all about showing you how you can cook on the CrossRay BBQ using a frying pan or two. Okay, the next step is to put our meatballs in our frying pan. As you can see, we've had that frying pan in there probably around 5 minutes as we're preparing our red sauce. And you can see that the heat of the CrossRay BBQ has brought up the oil temperature to exactly where we need it. Come in close and have a look at this. Beautiful. Look at that. We're going to cook them probably around 60%. We're not going to cook them all the way because we want them to also use their time when we put them in the red sauce. Beautiful. Just like that. It's been a couple of minutes since we've put in our meatballs. And remember, we do have all 4 burners on high because we want to make sure that we have the right intense heat in our frying pan. So, if you can look, and I'll turn them over, just gently, you'll see that they don't need more than 2 or 3 minutes on either side. Beautiful, look at that. Oh, you've caught me out. Here we are, you're back with Jack the Greek, yes? And what I'm doing here is just mixing up my sauce and just checking the consistency. So what we're going to do now is we're going to leave the lid off just for a little bit to let some of that water and the juices just evaporate. So back over here to our beautiful meatballs, our venison meatballs. So what we'll do is they're just about ready, but we need about another 10 minutes of cooking. So I'm going to put them in just this tray with a bit of paper underneath, just to get rid of some of the oil. Got our red sauce, it's going well. And while we're just letting the meatballs just sit for a minute, let's prepare our parsley, because we're going to put some parsley in towards the end. Oh, but there it is, straight from the garden. You can see, nice fresh parsley. So I'm just killing a couple of minutes now, while our red sauce continues to boil behind us, and our meatballs just drain a little bit from the oil that they were being fried in. So there's our parsley. So that's going to go in towards the end of our meal. And as I said earlier, today we're making meatballs saganaki, but of course not with beef or pork, with veal. So in order to be saganaki, yes, some people might say you need saganaki, but no, it's feta. So we've got our feta just here as well. So we'll just cut that up, just have it ready, just like this, and away we go. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful. There we go. Excellent. So we can put that away as well, just like that. Clean our hands, and now get back to our red sauce and our meatballs. So coming close again, and what we'll do now is put our meatballs back into our red sauce, just like this. And I think I'm actually going to use my hands. It's going to be a little bit easier, just like that. You want to move them around, spread them out, just like this. And it's been around 10 minutes now since we've had our meatballs in our red sauce. Come and have a look, and let's see how it's going. Look at that. Opas. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, we do have one more stage before we finish our beautiful meatballs, and that is to put our feta and our parsley in it. So we just take it off the CrossRay BBQ, and you might have noticed just over there, I actually had two of the burners off, because the way the heat strip technology works is that there's two burners at the back, two at the front. It allows you to turn two burners off and actually completely turn off half the barbecue. And that's why we've had it on the right hand side, cooking away for around 10 minutes. How beautiful. Oh, pass. I got interrupted because of the smell. I love it. Now, it's been cooking for around 10 minutes. The key now is to see how it's going. And as you can see, the sauce is starting to thicken up. And if you can see very closely, you can see how the caramelized onions and the tomatoes that we had from the previous meal have really embedded themselves into our meal. Now, we have our parsley that we've cut from the backyard, and we also have our feta. So let's put our feta in now. We're just going to move it around just like that. Little spots of it. Beautiful. Just like that. Wherever you find a gap, put your feta in. Opa. Just like this. There we go. That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Opa. Let's wipe our hands and grab our parsley now, just like this, and put it over the top. Now we're going to put this back in the CrossRay BBQ. We're not going to put the lid on anymore. We've had that on for the entire duration of cooking the meatballs and the red sauce. Put that away, just there. And we're going to put it back on the CrossRay BBQ for around 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes now. Coming close, and let's have a look. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Excellent. We turn off our CrossRay BBQ. Bring it over. Oh, pass. Look at this. Oh, beautiful. Look at that beautiful meal. Coming close and have a look. Have a look at the feta, how it's just breaking up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Excellent. This meal is ready. We're going to let it sit for a couple of minutes before we plate it up. But you can plate it up with some rice. You can plate it up with some risotto. You can plate it up even with pasta if you like. Today, we're going to complement it with some rice. Opas, from Jack the Greek.